Tips for a successful job interview. An interview, whether it is for a job or a television interview or an interview for the print, requires preparation. How does one prepare for an interview? In this section, we will look at some do's and don'ts that candidates must keep in mind while appearing for a job interview. Do's. Find out about the company. Practice. Greet interviewers enthusiastically and sit comfortably. Dress smart to make a good first impression. Be mentally alert. Stay positive. Focus on what you have to offer, not what you want. Appear confident. Be prepared to ask the interviewer questions. Thank the interviewers before leaving. Find out about the company. Find out a little bit about the company you want to work for. Visit the company's website and talk to anyone you might know who works there or had worked there. Find out details such as what products or services the company sells or provides. What kind of people work there? What are the work hours this position requires? Now let us find out whether this candidate has done some research about the company.
In what way do you think you can contribute to our organization?
I don't know much about your company, but I think I'll be able to come up to your expectations.
The candidate here does not know anything about the company. It reflects her lack of preparation for the interview as well as lack of enthusiasm to associate herself with the company.
In what way do you think you can contribute to our organization?
Sir, even though there is cutthroat competition in the market, I believe that your organization surely has an advantage, as your products offer both durability and user-friendly operations. However, I feel that your organization now needs to tap the lower middle class by bringing out cost-effective laptops. This is a major segment of buyers, which, to my mind, if captured, will help you increase your turnover manifold. If hired, I will surely do my bit to acquire new customers.
This candidate is keen to get associated with the company. It is clear that she has done proper research about the company. 2. Practice. It sounds funny, but practicing a lot for your interview will help you sound polished and concise and will leave you less nervous in the actual interview. List a few key details you think the employer may want to know about you and review common interview questions.
I observed from your dossier that you belong to Tamil Nadu, but most of your education in Punjab. How is that?
Ma'am, my father is an IPS officer, and during the course of my growing up years, he was transferred quite frequently. Therefore, I did my schooling from central schools wherever he was posted. And I had an opportunity to do my BE and ME from Punjab Technical University, Jalandhar, as my father was posted there.
You can see that this is a concise and well thought out answer because she has already done some practice for some of the questions that are frequently asked in interviews.
What is your greatest strength?
I think my abilities to motivate people and to adapt to changing circumstances are my key strengths. I believe that these qualities can help me lead a team and accomplish tasks within a stipulated time.
As you can see from this situation, you need to know about yourself. For this, you need to think of the possible answers for the most frequently asked questions. Now, let's view another situation where a candidate responds to a similar question without prior practice.
What is your major weakness?
I don't think I have any weakness. I have been able to work on all my weaknesses. Nothing that I can think of now. I'm quite disciplined and generally don't goof up.
Here is a good example of how to answer such a question.
What is your major weakness?
I sometimes go into greater details of the task assigned to me, which makes the task a little unmanageable at times. But lately, I have realized that I need to keep a track of both my ideas and the time allotted for the task, and I'm working towards being better at time management.
Here, you can see a well thought out answer. While talking about her weakness, she is able to tell the interviewers about one of her qualities.
Are you a team player or a team leader?
Sir, I'm a team player as well as a team leader. As part of the media relations unit of my college, I and 2 other students were given the task of preparing the college brochure within 5 working days. We first had a brainstorming session, based on which I assigned the task of drafting the template to one friend and collecting information and data to another. I was involved with the contents. The brochure came out very well and our work was appreciated. I was made in charge of the sponsors department. Based on this new brochure, we were able to attract 9 more companies and generate more funds.
Here again, you find a well-crafted answer. She has supported her answer with an example as well. She has confidently told how leadership is an asset for her and she can also work well in a team. It shows openness in her attitude. Greet interviewers enthusiastically and sit comfortably. Watch this situation and tell whether the candidate has greeted the panel enthusiastically.
Good morning.
Don't you think the candidate is extremely nervous and her greeting lacked warmth and enthusiasm?
Good morning.
Good morning. Please take your seat.
Thank you.
Dress to make a good first impression. In an interview, first impressions do matter. The best way to ensure a good first impression is to dress smartly. You should avoid wearing excessive jewelry, perfume, or flamboyant clothes. Good personal hygiene is also very important. What do you think of the candidate on the screen? Now look at this candidate.
Come in, sir. Come in. Come in, sir.
It is evident that the candidate in the second situation will definitely be preferred over the first one. So, dress well because first impression may not be the last impression, but it definitely gives you an initial acceptance. Be mentally alert. It is quite common to face intriguing questions in interviews. Such questions are mainly asked to test your presence of mind. Take a look at the different situations that follow.
If someone wrote your biography, what would its title be and why?
The title of the biography would be A Life Well Lived. Assuming this biography is written when I'm older, I hope to achieve most of my dreams by then. Primarily among them is my dream of starting my own software company after I've had sufficient corporate experience.
If you get another life, what would you like to change?
Ma'am, I feel if I want to change something, I would rather do it in this life itself. I would not want to wait for another life.
Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
I haven't thought about it. I mean, I don't plan so much, Like I said, I haven't given it a thought.
Did you observe that in these 3 situations, the candidates were asked questions they might not have thought of earlier? In the first 2 situations, the candidates were able to think on their feet and respond confidently. In the last situation, however, the candidate was caught off guard and she fumbled her way through the answer, leaving a negative impression on the interviewers.
6. Stay positive. Keep the interview positive. Avoid making negative remarks about any previous jobs or employers. Refrain from complaining about any job-related tasks or responsibilities you were given in a previous position. Employers want to hire people who are positive enthusiastic, and able to deal with challenges.
Suppose we reject you. How will you take it?
Well, it's clear then I shall try some other company.
Is this a good answer? No. Let us see a better response to this question.
Suppose we reject you. How will you take it?
Sir, first of all, I'm hoping that this will not happen. However, if it happens, then I would like to know from you my areas of weakness so that I can work upon them and be better prepared for the other interviews that I may face.
In this situation, the candidate replies confidently and displays an optimistic attitude.
What will you do if there is one member in your team whom you badly require for completing a project but is not cooperating at all and has stopped coming to project meetings?
Sir, first I'll try to find out the reasons of dissatisfaction from him as well as from other sources.
Fine. Think that you have talked to him and tried to make him feel comfortable. You have also told him how important he is for the project, but is not ready to cooperate. What will you do?
Sir, assuming that I have exhausted all my ways, I would like to go a little out of the way and find out through his friends if he has any personal problems, because I cannot afford to lose a good team member like him. I think by getting to know him better, I may be able to solve this problem.
In this situation, the candidate replies not only confidently, but tries to show how she values competent people for her projects. Moreover, she stays positive throughout. 7. Be focused on what you have to offer, not what you want. Prospective employers are looking to hire someone who will be the best fit for the job at hand. If you are able to convince them that you have what they are looking for, then you stand a good chance. Let us look at the situation that follows.
Tell us about yourself briefly.
Ma'am, I'm Siddharth Rathod. I belong to Mumbai. My father is a doctor and my mother is a senior teacher in Rayan International School, Mumbai. I scored 93% in 12th standard and currently I'm in the final year of mechanical engineering from BITS Pilani. I'm quite a disciplined and goal-oriented person. I have a younger brother who is also pursuing engineering.
As you can see in this situation, the interviewee is not focused. He is talking more about his family than himself.
Tell us about yourself briefly.
Ma'am, I'm Siddharth Rathod. My parents are both working professionals. I have completed my BTech this year in mechanical engineering from BITS Pilani. I have an avid interest in reading. While in college, I was the president of the literary club. I have done freelance editing work for some mechanical engineering textbooks. Besides this, I love to travel and explore new places. And I also sometimes try my hand at cooking.
What do you observe in this situation? The candidate remains focused on the important details he wants the employer to know about him. He highlights his strengths and also shows them his lighter side. 8. Appear confident. You may be asked questions just to unnerve or shock you. This is just to test your confidence. A confident and positive reply is what is expected of you in such a situation. You will see this in the 2 upcoming situations.
I've noticed that you're wearing a black thread on your wrist. Are you superstitious?
No, sir, not at all. I'm not a superstitious person, but yes, I am a religious person and I have deep faith in God. My mother, who is also a very religious person, asked me to wear this as she had got it from the temple. So I obliged without questions. Good morning, sir.
What's so good about this morning? It's so chilly and foggy outside.
Sir, it is 9 in the morning, and even though it is chilly and foggy outside, we are sitting here in a very warm and cozy room. So, I guess it is a good morning.
9. Be prepared to ask the interviewer questions. Always be prepared to ask relevant questions given a chance. This is where your research comes in. Employers want to know if you're truly interested in the position. They also want to know whether you have all the information you need to make a decision if offered the job. It is a good idea to go into the interview with a few questions in mind. This is your chance to ask additional questions about the business, the position, the requirements, and the expectations from the person who will fill the position. Remember to ask questions that are relevant to the company and position for which you are interviewed. Some sample questions could be: what would be my primary responsibility if hired? I would like to know the prospects of my growth in the company. I am keen to know about my first project in the company if hired. I would like to know the other benefits that I will be eligible to avail besides my salary.
10. Thank the interviewers before leaving. Make sure you let the interviewers know that you were happy to be called for the interview.
Okay, Ms. Sharma, you may leave now. You will hear from us shortly.
Thank you for calling me for the interview. It was a pleasure meeting you all.
There are certain things you should remember never to do in a job interview. They are: don't give monosyllabic answers, don't be inarticulate, don't lie, don't get chatty about non-job topics, don't blame or disparage others.
Don't give monosyllabic answers. If you give monosyllabic answers to all the questions, it will reflect both lack of knowledge and nervousness on your part, and this will leave a negative impression on the interviewers.
Which subject do you like the most?
Chemistry,
What are your hobbies?
reading novels.
Such responses won't get you anywhere. You have to tell the interviewers more about yourself and lead them to ask you questions that can reflect your strengths.
Which subject do you like the most?
So, chemistry is my favorite subject. It has always fascinated me. I am especially interested in organic chemistry. And as you can see, I have scored very well in this subject.
What are your hobbies?
I like to paint. I mainly paint landscapes and scenic beauty. I have no formal training in art, but I want to learn. And someday, I hope I will be able to hold a small exhibition of my paintings.
2. Don't be inarticulate. Pause a few seconds if you want to after a question has been asked to gather your thoughts. However, don't begin without knowing what to say. Also, don't use big words if you don't know the meaning. If you don't use complex words, it won't be noticed. But if you use them in the wrong place, it would be immediately noticed and would do serious harm to you. If you speak poorly, speak little. Don't use colloquial words during an interview and avoid using fillers such as okay, I mean, and you know, as much as possible. Picture the situation.
What do you know about the Right to Information Act?
So, it's a system for accessing information. Like it imposes obligation on the agency to disclose information.
3. Don't lie. Integrity is a virtue sought by every employer in a candidate. There is no better way to ruin your chances in an interview than to lie and be caught. Therefore, it is better to be truthful at all times and in all situations. If you don't know something, admit it. Let us look at this situation.
You said you have read The White Tiger. Could you tell us something about its theme and style?
It's written in a very simple style.
That's a very generic response. What's the theme of the novel?
I believe it is about India and China.
Is it?
So, actually, I read it around 3 months back and I don't remember now.
If you lie, you will be caught. Better be true to yourself and do not fake unnecessarily. 4. Don't get chatty about non-job topics. Sometimes interviewers have fun at the expense of some candidates. This is so because the candidates don't know where to stop. Do not get unnecessarily chatty about topics that will not interest the interviewer. Look at the situation that follows.
Tell us about a task or exam where you failed.
Sir, after my 12th, I appeared at both IEEE and BITSAT and failed at both. Actually, my aunt fell ill and she was hospitalized for 3 months. And I had to do the household work in my mother's absence, being the eldest one at home, because my mother went to take care of her. It was a tough time. Had it not happened, I would have studied in a better college and would have got placed in a good company.
Was it important to divulge all these details? No. It is better to elaborate when you're asked to. Be to the point and divulge details that project you in a positive light. 5. Don't blame or disparage others. Don't blame anyone. It shows lack of maturity. No employer will select a person who is not mature and sensible. Take a look at this situation.
Ms. Priyanka, I find from your biodata that you have scored well in all subjects except biology. Could you tell me the reason behind this low score?
Sir, actually, the professor who used to teach us, he did not teach us well. Then he went on a long leave. After he resumed his duties in the month of November, again he did not explain, only rushed through the syllabus. Because he did not like me, so he did not give me marks in practicals. So, I did everything right, but still he did not give me marks.
With this, we have covered the important points one should remember for a successful job interview. We hope that what you take away from here will help you when you are faced with the real interview situations. For more details, please read the chapter on job interviews. Thank you.